everyone, it's Chris the Batman Statue Collector, and I have a very, very special treat, a very special guest. You'll never guess who's here. Let's bring him on in. That's right.
Hey,
We have Dan Default from Wayne Manor North, of course, Rogues Gallery Live, and he is here. He is in my hometown, and he is about to enter the Batcave.
I have invaded the cave.
What do you think about that?
I am super excited. 5 years in the making. Here I am. Can't wait.
It's going to be pretty surreal, right?
It's very surreal.
Very surreal. So anyway, I'm excited to give him a tour, kind of pick his brain and see what he thinks about some of these pieces, because I have a feeling that he has not seen some of them. So we're really excited. I bet you're a little excited.
There are several, just a little.
All right. Well, without further ado, let's check it out.
Awesome.
Do I have to tilt the Shakespeare?
You do. You do.
Oh, wow. Here we go.
Welcome to the Batcave.
Look at this. Oh, my God. Oh, there are so many pieces that I've never seen in person that, oh my God, look at Huntress too.
It's awesome.
Holy cow, this is awesome.
Is it a little surreal to be in the Batcave?
It's a little weird, I gotta tell you.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
It is.
Oh wow, this is gonna cost me money.
Yes, it is. Well,
already? Wow.
What do you think?
I think it looks incredible.
This is one of the ones I was most excited for you to see.
I think it looks incredible. Wow.
You know, it's just, do you think it looks better in person than...
I absolutely do.
You know, all the controversy with the face and everything.
And I'm really, really happy to see him next to that guy.
Yes.
Because you know that I bought him to go with him, and I think he's one easy riser away from looking perfect with him.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. I'm blown away. He looks incredible. The burnt money, as you pointed out in your review, looks awesome. I feel like I want to burn some more of it.
I know. I'd say, look how much you get. Like this is right? And they're all actually printed,
which is crazy.
And you don't, and that's not even all of it. I didn't put all of it out in the box. You know, I kept some of it out there. So
I love
it's pretty crazy.
The hand grenades look awesome. The eyes, the whole thing. And I have to tell you, I know we've looked at close-ups of the face, right? The makeup looks way better in person.
It does.
It looks a little grittier in person.
It's another one of those pieces where it just doesn't photograph as well as it should, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
But like even that smudge, you know, it's and again it does have a little bit of shine to it, but it's not as bad as all the photos. And
but
stuff.
the skin comes through a lot more.
Yeah.
He looks way more evenly white on camera than what I'm seeing right here.
Yeah.
And the hair. By far the best Joker hair I've seen.
It's just so real. Anything. Yeah. Well, how do you compare it to have you ever seen this one in person since New York?
This one,
the Queen Studios, right?
And he looks great. And that hair just looks difficult to manage.
It is. It is. And I mean, as real as it is, I mean, it's still, and I still think the face sculpt is incredible.
The face sculpt is incredible.
And I love the pose and everything, but I don't know, there's just something about the Prime 1 that the hair is just, and it's sculpted. I mean, that's the crazy thing.
I just saw some pics this morning on Facebook. Danny Joyce posted from Australia, pictures on the long base together with him, and they look great.
It's awesome.
Yep, they look fantastic. Wow, that just made me so happy.
Well, I'm glad. So you're glad you kept your pre-order because
I can't wait to get him.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I've got him coming from our favorite retailer, who I pinged over the weekend, and we don't have an ETA yet, but. I can't wait.
That's awesome. And you are ordering still the bust, right, to go along with it?
Yes, that's ordered. Yep.
So that's exciting. Have you seen Ivy in person yet?
I have not seen Ivy. She looks awesome too. Yeah, beautiful.
And that's the prototype.
That's the prototype. Huh?
Yeah. Well, I guess it was a production sample, I guess you could say, but it was that early piece.
This is really surreal being here. I have to say. After 5 years of watching the BS.
That's right.
Yeah, this is incredible.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Well,
he looks great, by the way. His the one thing that really stands out to me is the tailoring.
Yeah, it's
hard to get a sense of scale to say that he's third scale and he's third scale.
Yeah.
It's really hard to kind of, especially with the base and everything. But the tailoring looks way better on what I'm seeing here.
Yeah,
and this is the first time I see him since 2019.
Big improvements.
Yeah,
since what you saw, because the head sculpt wasn't very good. But I just like one thing I love is I love the detail on his hands, like the makeup and everything. It's just it's very, very cool. Well, I'm glad you like the Joker. That makes me real happy. That's awesome.
Oh my God! Now I can't wait.
That's awesome.
Now I can't wait.
That's awesome. And you've never seen Huntress?
And I've never seen Huntress. Oh my God, dude. Oh, she's huge though. I don't know where I'd put her.
That's the thing it's such a massive base.
I can't imagine with the sculpted cape. I mean, you've got the fabric, which looks beautiful.
Yeah.
But man, wow, she's enormous.
Yeah, it's one of those pieces where you don't really expect it when you get her in, because you think, oh, she's just going to be a female statue. A lot of times they're not as big.
Yep.
But yeah, she's massive. And,
she is.
I'm anxious to see. I don't know for sure yet if I'm going to get the Nightwing. I don't know. But I'm wondering how...
He looks cool. His base looks really cool.
It does. And I'm wondering how tall he'll be, though, compared to her, because that base is so tall.
Is that... Wow. I don't remember that wall being at an angle like that.
Yeah, it was slightly at an angle.
Yep.
And you notice, I don't know if there's like purples. I don't know if you can see like
colors.
It's very subtle, but it's neat to see.
This always happens with statues. They look so much better and different in person. It's incredible. She's gorgeous. One of the best female portraits done on any statue, I think.
I agree. It's really well done.
She's gorgeous.
I always say that she's like the one that's on my chopping block, because I don't collect the heroes very much. But
you can chop her right over to my house.
There you go. That's right. You stow away on your suitcase. That'd be all right. And I can't remember if you've seen the Joker in person or not.
I have not seen Joker.
I'm anxious to see what you think.
Several in here that I haven't seen in person. I have to say one more thing about that Joker.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just because I know there's been so much discussion. I am a stickler for anatomy and proportion, and he looks perfect. The hunch looks perfect. The head size relative to the body looks perfect. Everything. And I know he's fully outfitted and he's in cut and sew, but I am a stickler for those things, and his hands look great. The detailing on the stitching looks great. I just wanted people to hear that from me, that looks outstanding.
That's awesome. And again, Blitzway does a nice job. This is definitely my first Blitzway piece, and it probably won't be my last.
Yeah, he looks great. You can tell that he's tall. He's a tall human, right? I mean, Heath was, 6'2" or something?
6'2".
Or something close to it. And you can tell he kind of looks tall. Like, the hunch looks accurate. And, oh, man, now I'm super excited.
I'm glad. I was hoping you'd be excited about it.
That is awesome.
That's cool.
And look at this guy. This is such a unique piece. I mean, wow.
It's interesting because, look at the coat. The texturing is so different than a Prime 1 piece.
It is. It is.
But I still absolutely love this piece. I think it's just amazing. I love the base.
They did such a great job. And, people give Iron Studios, a little bit of crap from time to time for various reasons.
Yes.
But that portrait is awesome.
And that's what makes it. I mean, if it didn't have this portrait, the other portrait is cool, but I would not keep this statue if it was just that other portrait.
And I have to tell you, what's funny, what's interesting to me, what jumps out, first of all, the base is way better in person than it appears on camera. It's more detailed, it's kind of grittier, the colors are awesome, and it looks great. The portrait on this, and you've got him right next to Batman Who Laughs from Prime 1, some of the things about of that piece that make that portrait so, dare I say, appealing.
Face only a mother could love, right there.
Only a mother could love, or a collector.
That's right. That's right.
This piece has it too. The teeth are awesome. I mean, how good do those teeth look? It's shiny in all the right places. It's not in all the right places. It just looks incredible. It's super accurate to the source material, which is great. It looks really cool.
It's neat. Like I said, it really threw me with the texturing at first, because I was like, it just feels like it maybe is a little cheaper looking. It's just maybe not as detailed on the suit specifically.
Yeah. Right.
But I feel like the face makes up for it anywhere. But again, it's just a different company. It's just a different look.
I think I would agree with that. That smoothness, I'm never a huge fan of.
Yeah.
Right. I like the almost hyper textured.
Yeah.
Because I think it looks just more realistic.
Right.
I think the portrait kind of outshines the body in some ways.
Yeah, right.
But
it does.
That's where you want it to.
Right.
So,
if you have a bad portrait, you might as well have you might as well not have the statue, because the portrait's so incredibly important for any person, I think.
It's a really cool piece that you don't see in a lot of collections.
You don't.
Yeah, I think it's really cool.
But it is one of my favorites. Like I said, it's different, but I don't know. I can't stop looking at it.
And hey, Prime 1, when do we get a Capullo Batman?
I know. That's right. We're waiting.
Man.
Next level 15.
Yep. Next level
we'll see. It'll be like 3 months from now, probably, the way they're going. I don't know.
Exactly.
And of course, you have Batman Who Laughs.
We've got this one. Yep.
Yep, and that's
the Manor.
Although you have the piece that I don't have, of course, the exclusive, which I made a big mistake not ordering it. But
and let me tell you, that exclusive is huge.
Yeah,
it's big. I mean, it would sit next to this thing like this.
Wow,
it's big. It's a big piece. I actually have them in a separate part of my room.
Oh, really? You don't have it right next to it?
I got him detached. Yeah, I don't have it right
That's
next
cool.
to it. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep.
And I can't see. You've not seen this Joker.
I've never seen that Joker either.
And this one's leaving my collection, unfortunately.
This one's exiting. And look at that base.
Yeah, it's big.
Wow.
It's so different than all the other bases, you know. But
wow. You know what? There's a lot to be said for seeing these things in person in so many ways. I mean, I always envision this piece, seeing him on camera, whether it's video or still pics, right? My impression was, wow, he looks way too small on that base.
Yeah.
In person, he doesn't.
He doesn't.
He doesn't at all. So I don't know what it is about photography or video that makes that happen.
Yep.
Because other people have said it too, not just me. He doesn't look too small on there.
No, I mean it's just
at all.
And he looks tall to me. I mean, he's got those really long legs, long torso.
Yep.
And
he looks great next to him.
I really do love that piece still, but what sold it for me is that I had it right next to the Capullo, and to me, I like the Capullo one better. I just like I don't need both.
Yep.
I could see of course, that's a Hamill Joker, which does kill me. That that sort of that's leaving, but it's still a great piece. And then of course,
somebody's getting really lucky too when they're getting the
but this one's going to Collector Mike. We know Mike in the group, of course. He's one of our admin.
Mike.
Yeah,
okay, yeah, sure.
He's down in Texas, so he's just waiting for a time to come up here and get that. He's also picking up the Mercenary Bane as well. So
cool.
Awesome. He'll be getting those two. Awesome. Of course, you have the Arkham Batman. I'm sure you've seen him before.
I've got that one, except the battle damage version.
Oh, that's right. You do have that one. That's right.
He's right at the entrance to my room, but.
So, and this one I haven't decided if I'm selling or not.
Oh, you're still on the fence on him.
I'm still, I don't know.
I was shocked when I heard you were selling him, to be honest with you.
Well, I'm still getting the Ivy.
Yep.
I'm sorry, the Harley, Arkham City. So I kind of wonder if I should just keep him just in case. Because I don't know if he'll pair very well or not. I don't know, but we'll see.
That's a tough call.
It is. It's tough. It is tough. Then I've got all these giant pieces over here, of course.
Oh, my God. I've so many that I haven't seen in person. I mean, I haven't seen this new one, by the way.
All right, so what do you think?
Looks great.
Better than photos, better than what you were expecting, or what do you think?
I'm going to be brutally honest.
Yeah, be honest.
I don't love the base. Yep. I love the base. I don't love the paint.
Yep, that's been the biggest critique.
And it's actually greener in person than in pictures and video. So kind of, I'm disappointed in that aspect, and I'll tell you why. Well, actually, let me finish. From here up, better than I expected.
Yeah.
The pinkishness that I've seen in video, it actually looks good.
It does.
Here.
Yeah.
It looks right.
Because it almost looks like there's blood flowing through his face.
Exactly. It gives him depth. If it was just white, it wouldn't look good. And I love the blood-stained fingers. He's been up to no good.
Yeah, and it doesn't look too Cheeto-y.
No, not at all. Not at all.
That's the thing, and but look at the veins. Like, do you see the look at
the detail is awesome.
I think that's some of the best skin work I've ever seen Sideshow do.
Yeah, I mean, it just looks so good, and I love the fact that they went with this kind of I don't even know this goldish.
Yeah, the gold
color
very, very
instead
good.
of just a matte silver or a silver. I mean, looks great on the Prime One piece, but it's kind of some difference. You know?
It really is.
I love that weapon too. That thing's awesome.
It's awesome, and it's just two very different pieces. And I feel like this piece does highlight the character more than the Prime One piece does a little bit, just because you have everything going on with the Robins and everything else. But
you know what's funny? I saw somebody had a picture of this one in front of the Prime One piece.
I think I posted it.
Did you post it?
I did. Yeah,
they look great together.
They did, and he's big. He's close to the same size, not quite, but close.
It kind of reminded me of an animation. It was like he just moved and started.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was weird the way it looked great though.
Yeah,
they looked great together.
I thought so too, and I do agree. It could be less green. I think especially. I mean, the prototype did look better, certainly with the blood or whatever that is coming down. Yep. This looks more like chunky, clunky kind of.
You and I have had the discussion before about painting statues.
Yes.
And literally about that statue.
That one right there.
The price point on this one being what it is, I might almost paint that base.
Yeah.
Because they have paints that have stone effect in them that would make this look like granite.
That would be awesome.
And you could really, I think,
I think it would be an easy paint.
I think it would be an easy paint. You mask off. I would mask all of the metal work off, right? I think I would just mask that because I think that looks great. And the stone work, I would redo.
Yeah.
And I don't think you need a professional painter to do it. If you have any kind of comfort level with sprays, I don't even think you need an airbrush to do it, to be honest with you.
I don't either.
So, but that looks phenomenal, and I love his visor.
Yeah, what do you think? Because everybody said, "Oh, it's a clay. It's like too tan."
No, it looks like hammered metal.
Yeah.
And the metal color, whatever the metal is, matches the rest, and I think it looks awesome.
I do too. I think that if they would have done different colors, maybe if that gold had been silver, let's say, on his chest, that would have been different. Yeah, it would have been different. But I like the overall color, and it all matches the chain. It matches the weapons, so it all works. Yeah, in my opinion. But it's a cool piece.
Awesome piece.
What other ones have you not seen?
These guys.
Yeah, I was going to say you've had those two up there.
Those three.
Oh,
my God.
Look at this.
That bean is ridiculous.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's the thing is you really can't even fathom how big he is.
I mean, literally the base looks like it's like this.
Yeah. Now think about the Batman versus Joker is supposed to be like almost a third more of that. I mean, like crazy, right?
We're going to have to talk about that.
I know we are. I know.
We're going to have to talk about that.
We're for sure.
Wow. But he's awesome.
He is just massive. And again, just
the size of the hands on him.
Yeah. I mean, it's as big. Put your hand up there if you can reach. I don't know if you can reach up there.
I don't know if I can reach up there.
But I mean, look at that.
His hand's bigger than mine.
It's bigger than your hand.
Wow. Much, actually.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which I think it uses a little bit of force perspective, maybe a little bit. I don't know, but it's big.
Yeah, I think that's
bigger than his head.
That's right, though. I think that's
But
and I do like the Batman. Oh, I just hit away.
You're okay.
I do like the Batman too. Wow, he's big too.
Yeah.
He's a full third scale Batman.
Yeah, he's third scale in the mud there. But I love the portrait on him. I think that bloody portrait really makes it on Bane.
I agree. Wow.
But
awesome.
Deathstroke here, this is the EX. And again, it's a big base.
It's a gigantic base.
I mean, that's the thing. Is like, where do you put these things, right?
The depth on that. I mean, you got to have, that's the right spot, but you've got to have a corner.
Yeah, and it has to be up high.
And it has to be up high. And so does Bane.
So does Bane. And that's been my big dilemma.
Yeah.
Is like that's why I built this, this kind of hodgepodge shelf here. it is what it is. But I had to buy something, or I had to build something to accommodate him. Because what are you going to put Bane on?
Yeah.
Other than custom something.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, so what's that? 24
deep?
Yeah.
It might be more than that. I'll have to measure. I can't remember.
Because that base is all of that.
Yeah.
And then some.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's crazy. It's just
incredible.
So massive.
And that Deathstroke is awesome. I mean, that's a great cover at Tony Daniel's cover.
That's
from
right.
Deathstroke 1. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
And a great artist, by the way. Had the opportunity to meet him.
That's
fantastic.
Awesome. Jealous.
Yep. Fantastic. I actually have a Batman. Is it a Batman 100? Done by him with a remark.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
But anyways, yeah, great piece. Awesome detail. Wow.
So cool. And of course, you have the Hush Batman.
I have I've had that one, and I have this one.
Yes. I think this one up there is going to be leaving probably most likely. I just don't need two.
Yep.
But I was just kind of looking again to see how well he would pair up with the rest of this collection if I maybe move that Hush over, to the side or something. I don't know. We'll kind of see. But for right now, he's my centerpiece. So
I think he's a great centerpiece. As I thought he might be, and I know others have said the same thing. I think he holds his own in terms of being a centerpiece with these guys.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I think the Fabok would too, but I think that cape would be...
Yeah.
Not only would it block, but I also think it might be a distraction.
Yeah. If I get it, I think it'll have to maybe be a side, display or something, because I do too.
Are you holding on to this guy?
I'm holding on to him.
Holding on to him?
Yep, he'll go in the Sideshow case.
He might have to make his way into my collection. He's so good.
I really like him. And I think he could be a standalone, too. I don't think he has to be part of a group
I have the perfect spot for him, too.
That's awesome.
And he's low profile. Like, he does not have a big footprint
it's not
at all.
And that's what I was really happy about, because I don't have a lot of room with my rest of my rogues.
Yep.
So I like him.
Wow. Yeah, he's great.
And then Ivy, you've not seen.
I have not seen Ivy either.
Another massive pieces. I know.
These are way big, man.
Yeah.
I'm really glad, because there were times when I mean, I had my finger on the trigger for Bane. I had my finger on the trigger for her. I had my finger on the trigger for Huntress. And I always was nervous about the size. And as it turns out, rightly so.
You were right.
I was right. Because holy Christmas, I mean, these are big, big pieces.
And that's,
they look
with
perfect
the size
here, by the way.
With the size of this room, it's like, it's just hard. I mean, I don't know what you were expecting size-wise for the Batcave, but it's not a giant space.
Based on the dimensions that we talked about on Rogues, when we were having everybody chime in on your shelves, and you started talking about widths and lengths, and this is about what I pictured. Yeah, this is about what I pictured. You got a great space here. I mean, this is
kind of like a medium-sized bedroom, I guess you could say. Size, maybe a little bit bigger in areas.
It's good. But this is a good-sized room, and I think the way that you've been talking about shelves, and I guess we can talk about that at a different time, I think they look great in here. Awesome.
And I'm debating whether to move this back over where it was in that other cove and doing something different, like a different custom shelf in the front to kind of feature like some of the dioramas that are coming and that sort of thing, but we'll see.
Yeah, because you have a few of them coming, don't you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I will be. So it'll be nuts, especially if I end up ordering the White Knight. So we'll see. And speaking of the White Knight, there's a couple boxes right there.
There are the boxes.
So I don't know if you've been eyeballing those
trust
or not.
me, I saw them as soon as I walked in. There are the boxes.
So there you go.
Think they'll fit in my carry-on?
I do. This box especially right here is so heavy.
Is it?
It's just nuts how heavy it is. But of course, if you guys are probably watching this video after that we've unboxed this. For sure, but I can't wait to do that tonight. It'll be so much fun. That's awesome.
My God, I'm so beside myself.
That's right. Of course, you have the pieces up here, which I have just started collecting. You have all 3 of these.
I have all 4 of those.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I mean. All 4 of those. Yep. That's what I meant.
All 4 of those. Yep. Absolutely. Although I don't have that sculpt, that head sculpt. So it's the first time seeing that in person, and it looks great. And I love you know what I love about it? And again, didn't notice this in any of the video, and I was looking closely. I love that it's got like it's polished.
Yeah.
That's unusual. It's got some shine. They don't do that in the collection very much. You see it a little bit on Deathstroke's armor, some parts of Batman's armor, but that looks almost like a ceramic mask or something. Yeah. It's got that shine to it. It looks really nice.
Which would fit the time period, maybe exactly. That sort of thing. Obviously, this collection is definitely expanding. I've got that Poison Ivy box out there. I might let you take a peek and see if you want to take a look at her.
I'd love to.
I know that's one you're hunting down for sure. But
that's oh my God! From what I understand from Jeff Delaney at Secret Sanctuary, that's a tough one to put together. From what I understand,
I'm a little bit nervous about doing it live.
She looks delicate.
I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't. I don't know.
She looks delicate.
But yeah, I'm excited, and like I said, I could fit a few more pieces here.
Yep.
Although now I've got to be. I'm thinking about what I'm going to do with this area. Obviously, this is not what I'm planning, but I was going to use this shelf to use for my Sideshow stuff.
Gotcha.
And I'll dress it up and everything else. But I also thought about doing some sort of big cube system, kind of like George Raw or something, to kind of highlight the samurai pieces in this corner instead. I'm not sure.
Okay.
So I don't know what you think about doing something like that, or if I should just keep them up here like they are. I even thought about taking out like maybe a shelf, and I could sit a few in here, like Scarecrow or something.
Oh, you definitely could do that.
If I just take out that top shelf.
One of the things that I like about the setup kind of as you have it, I like differences in height. Mm-hmm. You talk about differences in the collection. You look for ways to separate pieces or separate lines or even genres. I kind of like the difference of them being on that kind of a shelf, because it's different than these, and it's different than the Sideshow collection. And
it breaks them up.
It breaks them up. It changes, your eye line and the way you perceive them, and I don't know. I like it. I kind of like how they're displayed like that.
It's like,
don't get me wrong, George's collection looks beautiful in its environment, of course. I mean, really stunning. But I like this too.
It's one of those things where I talk about it, and we've talked about custom shelving. It's like I feel like they could all run together. And I feel like this, you got separation here, you got the bust separation, you got the third scale, you got the quarter scale, and all of that stuff. So it does break it up.
I think that, the notion of having only one level or only one or even only 2 levels of shelving, you risk over sanitizing the display a little bit.
Yep.
Almost moving to where it looks retail almost.
Yeah.
So no, I love it. I love these shelves. I think they're they're fantastic. I mean, you can do different things with them, right?
Yeah.
You take shelves out or, put them in and...
Well, that's the problem is they're built in, so they're not adjustable.
Yeah.
And so I would have to do some, ripping out basically, and I just don't know how well I will do at that, but I will try it. Because I do think I could, like I said, I think I could accommodate some smaller bases.
Oh, definitely.
Like even like if I certainly Harley would fit.
Yep.
Like here. So we'll see.
Yep.
We'll see. But
yep, for sure.
Yeah, and there's the Diamond Select collection right there, and the Batmobile.
Is that so? Let me ask you. So, with all your new shelves you're considering,
Yep.
what happens to the Diamond Select collection?
If I rip them out, chances are they will probably be gone. I do have a glass. What are they? Detolfs.
Yeah.
In the other room, I don't know if you saw it in there,
did.
but
Yep.
I don't know where I'd put it in here. I don't want to get rid of them because I still like it.
Oh,
I still,
they're really fun.
they represent, something I loved when I was younger.
Yep.
But I just don't know. I don't know if they'll have a place anymore.
Yeah.
I just don't know.
Yeah, it's tough when you take the shelving out, and I'm considering doing that in half of my room right now. I have Bestas.
Yeah.
And
right.
2 different levels, but I have Bestas, and I think I'm getting rid of them. I think I'm going to go with the customs like I built on the other side of the room. It gives me a lot more display flexibility, but it takes out some of the area for the smalls. And I've talked before about getting rid of some of those smalls, and I think this would be a good forcing function for me. I also think it opens up the room too, when you don't have a lot of little cube spaces. But again, that's all a taste thing. It's like what makes you feel good and makes you appreciate your collection when you come in the room.
Yeah, I mean, we were kind of like the collector twins. We've talked about that. Like we like the same type of things. We like the same type of statues. The same kind of design aesthetic.
We do. And my walls are the same color.
Yeah, it makes sense, right? And I just think it might be about time for some of these things to go. And I've enjoyed them for a while. I've enjoyed them.
And the Batmobile? I have to ask you about that.
And again, it's the same thing
it's
with.
Really cool.
I've got Catwoman over here too, and so it's like, where do I put them? Where do I put these pieces?
In my
she definitely would. Yeah, definitely. Have you seen her in person yet?
Nope.
All right, well, let's come over here.
Yeah,
we'll look at her.
Look.
Watch this cord here. I've got my internet cord.
Ooh, do I send the whole Batcave down?
Yeah, I was going to say you might. I was going to say the live show won't happen tonight. But anyway, there's the Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman.
I wish so badly that she fit my collection.
Yeah.
She just doesn't. I don't have anything that goes with her. She's stunning. She is stunning. Wow. And your eye goes right to her with that gloss suit.
It's the gloss.
God, it goes right to her. And I have to take a look at that.
The design was really well done.
I mean, look at just phenomenal.
Yeah. And again, I apologize for my shelving, guys. I have not really done anything with this area yet, but
this stuff must be really heavy too.
It is.
Carry around and break down.
Yeah, it's heavy.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. But I do think she looks good. I probably will at least keep a hold of her for a while to see if Tweeterhead does Keaton in quarter scale. I know this one sold very, very well for them, so I would imagine that they would be interested if they could get the license or get the likeness. And that's been tough.
Yeah.
But obviously Darkseid is doing a 3rd scale, so who knows?
Yeah, I guess if you, money talks, I guess.
Yep. Well, here's the Sideshow case.
Here's the Sideshow case. Oh my God.
It's kind of tore apart. Again, it's just all kind of just hanging on itself right now, but gives you an idea of the case.
I think that Croc is a sleeper. I love that piece.
It's a neat piece.
I think he's cool.
It's just the base is so big.
The base is a little deep.
Yeah, and that's why I bought this shelf again, because it would accommodate probably 4 or 5 more premium formats in this closet space. If I keep it a closet space, I don't know yet, but
he looks awesome.
And you've had most of these, I think. You've had Friesen, Scarecrow.
The only ones I don't have the new Bane. I have the old one.
What do you think of seeing him in person compared to the one you have? Because I know you love the Canale
I'm a big
piece.
fan of that OG Bane.
It's a great piece.
I sold them to one of the collectors that's in our group. KohnHead Collectibles.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And, great collector, great guy. He looks awesome. I still prefer the OG. There's just something about that piece. I love the base that he's on the bat signal and he's crushing it. And I mean, this looks really cool. I love the idea of a little nod to the animated series there. And
it's nice.
He looks really cool. But I still love that OG piece.
Yep.
I don't love the fabric on the pants, but I could live with it.
Yeah. Yep, that's right.
That Joker's really cool.
Have you ever seen him in person?
I've never seen him in person.
I still feel like he holds up. I mean, the clothing, not the best tailoring at this point.
Yeah,
the cut and sew is not as great.
But the portrait
is still great. Yeah. It's still very Killing Joker to me.
That's a high level of detail for such an old piece.
Yeah. And you just don't see it, on the older pieces like this.
Do you remember what year that one came out?
2009, I think.
See, you put him next to the OG Batman, right? Which I have. That was my first quarter scale Batman statue, and I think it was 2013.
That's about right.
Right,
I think.
and this way outshines the Batman.
Yeah, maybe it was 2011. Maybe that would make more sense because I think it was Joker first, and then the original Ivy, and then Batman. I think so. That might be right.
Yeah. So I also didn't have the black Batman. I had the blue one. Which I love. Another piece that went to KohnHead Collectible.
Yeah, there you go. That's right.
But he looks fantastic too. I can see what people say though about the blue and black playing off of each other. Where you see, I think you see some more of the detail in the blue that you don't see in the black. Black, I think, matches your setup here really well. It's kind of half dozen, six in the other kind of thing. I think they both look great. It's just a great statue.
I like him, but I'm ready for them to do a new one.
A new one. It's about time, right? It's been a couple years.
It is. I think they'll be coming out with one soon. They would be, no brainer.
Yep.
They do Batmans.
They do Batmans.
They do.
Wow.
You've had Ivy. You've had Ivy.
I did, yep. Had Ivy, had Harley, had Catwoman, and currently still have Freeze and Scarecrow.
That's the last two survivors.
Those are the last two survivors, and I'm going to be hard-pressed to move either one of them. So I'm thinking I have a spot where I could put the Batman Who Laughs with those two.
I think that would be a great
I think
pairing.
At the price point, that piece looks great, and I'm kind of a little bit... I don't know. I kind of would look forward to painting that base. See what.
I think it'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I think it would really bring it to life. I'm anxious to see if you do it because I think it'd be really fun to watch the process.
Yeah, I definitely.
It'd be really neat.
Yep.
And like you said, Croc is a sleeper. I do wish they would kind of redo him in some respects,
funny
but
that they haven't.
I can't believe
unless
it.
he just didn't sell for them the first time around.
Maybe. And I know, it brings back to what I always say is that they love to do monsters, and that's a monster.
Well, there's a monster.
It's but I don't know. Maybe these people just don't know him as well. But I mean, it's fun. Are you amazed they did a Killer Croc before a Riddler? Or a Penguin,
right, exactly.
Or Two-Face? I think those characters are way more known.
To that. There's
gotta be
licensing wise, or
it's got to be DC just doesn't want him out there.
There has to be a financial reason behind that.
I just don't get it.
Yep.
I just don't.
Because how perfect would a Riddler and a Penguin look in this collection? And a Two-Face.
I know. But this is the collection right now. This is again. I'm a little bit nervous about the XM line coming out.
I'd be very nervous.
Yeah,
because I think the bases and the poses. If you look at what you get in the Samurai,
right, and
they carry that over.
Yeah,
and I think they will.
I think they will
because they're going to. I think they're going to want to maintain that $1,000 to $1,200 plus price point.
Yep.
And they're going to have to deliver something different. They can't just do this level of detail and scope, if you will. I think they're going to have to bring it like they do with the Samurai.
Yep.
And
although those are going to take up more room.
Those are going to take up more room.
I don't know if I don't know if I could do a setup like this.
Oh, that'd be tough.
doing a Batman surrounded by his villains.
You need to do it.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, because I think that those are going to be a lot bigger bases because they'll tell more of a story probably. Although I do appreciate the smaller bases too. I mean, there's
a lot to be said.
Yeah.
For building out a diorama like that. I mean, how beautiful! If you only had this as a collector, it would be huge. You know, it's awesome. Yep, it looks great.
I hate it though, just because it's sometimes I feel like it's an afterthought at this point. Just because I don't know if maybe I'm just disappointed that they haven't done more characters, and I'm worried they won't do more. I just don't know what to do.
Yep.
But
that's a tough one.
And I do have the new Catwoman coming, so we'll see how that goes. But I don't know. Well, so that's the Batcave right there.
It is absolutely incredible and surreal to be here. And even more surreal that tonight we'll be doing an unboxing in the Batcave together.
That's right.
You guys are unaware of.
Yeah, you guys, none of you know at this point. When we're filming this, none of you know that Dan is here. So this is going to be a big surprise.
This is going to be so much fun.
We're very excited. Of course, we're going to film the review as well together. So it'll be a lot of fun to do that right there. I cannot wait for next time.
Packing them up and sending them to the Manor.
Oh, I know. That's right. Man, I just can't even imagine how much shipping. And again, I know you're getting this, but like it terrifies me a little bit because that box right there is like a lead weight. It's nuts.
That's a crazy shape too. That box is.
Yeah.
That's got to be 3 feet long.
Yeah, and that's the base in there.
That's more. That's 40 inches.
It's nuts. And again, it's going to fill up this entire table. You'll find out tonight.
Find out tonight.
That's right. That's right. Well, it's been awesome having you here in the Batcave. This is so cool.
Awesome being here.
And again, you can definitely see Dan from Wayne Manor North, of course, on Rogues Gallery Live. And of course, he does some amazing reviews and stuff for us as well. So he is an integral part of our channel. And again, it's just been so freaking awesome to have you here.
Well, awesome. And I appreciate the invitation. Loved every minute of it. This is going to cost me so much money. But thank you very much.
Absolutely. We'll see you guys in the Batcave. Goodbye, everybody. Bye-bye.
Hey guys, thank you so very much for watching today, and if you're new here, please hit the subscribe button right here on the screen and check out these 2 awesome videos. I think you're going to love them. And also please join us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I would love to have you join in all the fun. Thank you guys so very much for watching. See you in the Batcave.